Hello everyone, this is Pradeep. So as you know, we have several videos on based on RE framework, like teaching like the template. So how about create an RE framework? So we will be having a perfect idea how it works, right? So today we are going to do that. So without further ado, let's start it. So you know RE framework is a state machine template, right? So what we do is we'll just go here. You can see here there is a state machine project. You can click on that. Just create whatever you want. See, we got this. We will move this to the left. Now we know Array framework is default as 3 states and one final state. So we are going to build the same thing. Okay. For that, we need several variables. First, I'm going to define system exception, business exception, and these are a type of system exception itself. And this is a type of a business exception. Okay. Business products I have. So this is good. So we need several other. So let's say, so when we are creating, we'll create it. Okay. So as of now, it's only two variables we require. So let's start by adding a state machine. We'll do the exact copy. Okay, so that we'll get an clear understanding. So I'm going to use this one. So let's say, so we need a config also. We don't do that. It's okay. I'm not going to build entire. So I'm going to name it as initialization init part. So I'm going to connect from this to this. Okay, looks good. So as you can see in the below thing, we have entry and exit. You can add any flow. Just going to add a try catch first. So what I'm going to do is try catch, and within that, I'm going to call another workflow. Nothing but read excel. Okay. So I'm just going to call this workflow here. And just I can do this. If there is any exception within this flow, it has to catch, right? So I'm going to read Excel. Okay, sorry, read range. So I'm not going to pass any file path as of now. I'm going to save this. So I'm going to create output of a variable called out data of type data table, and the direction will be out. So this is fine. So now let me see if we have same. Okay, we have. So I'm going to create another data table called data table final final data table. Call a final data table here of a type data table, and the scope will be maximum state machine. So I'm going to assign this one data table, final data table. So this part is done. So if there is any system exception here, so let's say we got some system exception. I'm going to assign system exception as an exception, okay? So that we can carry that exception and use it as for the process. So I'm going to assign that assign system exception is equal to exception. Stick on apply system exception dot source. So let's say what is the error? So system dot exception to system dot system exception. Okay, can directly declare this system dot exception. So let's change this to system exception. So we need to search for system exception here. That's why STM. But we should have chosen this one. Okay. So as you can see, the error is gone now. Close this. So what has to do if there is any system exception in here, this fellow, it has to go the end process. So I'm going to add another state here. So let's say this is my end process. And another one, get transaction data. Get data transaction. So now in order to excuse me, you can just add a new line here like this. Yeah, that's good. And another one here. So in order to define the condition, click on this transition line. So these are called a transition line, and these three are this. Okay, but end process should be final state. So let's say from init. So let's tag another transition line and add it to here. As you can see, there is these are all called transition lines, and these two are called states, and this one is final state. So in order to come to this state, we need to define a proper condition. So let's do that. So you can see there is a T1, and from trigger source is init, and the to destination. In order to go to the final state, we need to write a proper condition saying if system exception is not nothing. So you know what does it mean? If we have any value within the system exception, right, it will directly come to the final state. So that is the one thing. So you can change the name also. System SYSTEM exception. So this is one, and this one, let's change it to this one. System exception is nothing. I want to change this name also, say get successful. We can call successful. Now, so these are all finished. So as you can see, we don't have any error here. So we got error here because we need to drag another line. So let's say this to this. See, so there is no error. So we need to declare few condition here. So we'll do this in the second part of this video. Okay. Thank you guys.